Guys, welcome back to Passion for Petrol. I realised I should probably do a full mod breakdown for you guys because I've mentioned the mods that have been done to it in various videos kind of spread out, but I've not given you a full breakdown. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through everything, put some prices up on the screen as well, and then give you a grand total worth of mods for the car. So starting with the engine bay, camera woman, come closer. We have got a APR intake, open cone intake, which adds a lot of noise to the car, really makes it sound more like it should. Got the Racingline intake hose as well, specifically for the Gen 3B engine with the MAF filter. And then just right at the back as well, if you can get in there, you can see the Racingline turbo elbow just right at the back there. Not that you'll know what you're looking for, but yeah, that's pretty much the full intake. The standard turbo elbow on the Polo is a real bottleneck, so changing that out for an aftermarket one does give you some more horsepower. Even when the car wasn't mapped and I changed it over, I could notice a difference straight away. Not a huge increase, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely a must-have on these engines. Couple other bits. So I recently did an oil change and put the Racingline oil filter housing on there, which doesn't really do anything, it just looks nice, to be fair. Right at the back here, you can see our Cobrasport downpipe. That's obviously a sports cat and nothing else, promise you. It's not really, it's a D-cat. But yeah, that's obviously for the Stage 2 mapping. I've got that on there as well. Right at the front, I don't know if you'll be able to see it that well because it's not branded or anything, or it doesn't look to be branded, but there's a Wagner front mount intercooler back there as well, guys. Again, a must-have. These, cars are quite small, everything's quite packed in close together, and the standard intercooler is really tiny, so heat soak is an issue, especially if you tune them. So yeah, intercooler. If you come around here, you will see these yellow inserts on the engine mount just here. That is a PowerFlex engine mount insert. So I've got the upper one done, I've got the gearbox side done as well over there, and underneath the car we've got the Racingline engine mount, which has really done great things with the wheel hop. It basically doesn't happen anymore, and overall just puts the power down a lot better because of those things. Other things to mention, if we come around the back here, we have got a Cobrasport GPF back system. So obviously I did have the car standard when I bought it. It was running Stage 1 and I had the GPF back exhaust on there. Still got the same system, but I now have a back box as well. Quietens it down a little bit after I took the cat and the GPF out, which was a must-have thing. Probably best to cover handling next, I think. So KW V3 coilovers. The standard suspension on the Polo is pants. If you lower it, it just doesn't suit it. It hits the bump stops really quick. Typically speaking, this is obviously the arch gap at the moment. I am parked on a bit of a hill, but it would have been somewhere around here. Rides like an SUV as standard, so when you lower it, yeah, it's just really crashy, really horrible. KWs have sorted that out. Round the front as well. In fact, to mention, 034 Motorsport top mounts. They are the high density top mounts. I've got those paired with the coilovers as well. Gives a little less play, and they just kind of hold up better than the standard ones because they fail all the time. These cars are quite harsh and choppy anyway. They're hot hatches, it's what to expect. Performance pack brakes, they are actually off of a Cobra, but I've fitted them to this car. You have to get the PCD re-drilled on the discs because as standard, I think they're a 5x112 and these are a 5x110. So yeah, re-drilled discs from M-Tech. We've got the yellow EBC blue stuff pads on the front as well. I do need to do some work to the brakes, but they have made a big improvement over the standard brakes. They get hot real quick and there's not much surface area. So these are still single piston calipers, but they do definitely give you that stopping power that you need. RS3 cooling ducts at the back of the brakes as well. Typically they're fitted to a Golf as an upgrade, but they do fit to the Polo as well, if you guys are wondering. It's a good thing to do. That's not expensive at all. And that essentially covers the handling. Probably will do a little bit of interior talk now because there's another handling mod that sort of acts as an interior mod as well. And that's going to be my K-Brace. BAF Motorsport K-Brace, obviously fitted that myself. If you guys want to see that video, you can check it out on my channel. I'll leave a link in the top right corner. But yeah, obviously stiffens up the rear of the chassis quite a lot. The chassis are laser welded anyway, which makes them quite stiff, but the rear is not as stiff as the front. So by adding a K-Brace, you definitely help with that. Obviously got the Sterne Performance rear seat delete carpet as well to take the seats and the belts out of the rear for a bit of weight saving. But yeah, it's looking pretty nice, looking like a Club Sport spec. That's essentially it for that. Moving on to the interior itself, let's have a look. Sorry if it's messy, guys, I've not planned too far ahead with this one. Engine oil, because I'm a VW owner, always got to keep some oil with you. Interior is pretty standard. I'll let you kind of get in there actually and just have a look, but things to note, we've got red seatbelts, as you can see. Got those re-trimmed and fitted. Well, I fitted them myself, but I think it definitely adds a little touch of something to the interior. Got a custom wheel. In fact, you know what? Let's pop around the other side, because I feel like we're going on the wrong side for this. Round on the driver's side, we have a better view of everything. So yeah, custom wheel from AliExpress, would you believe it? Not perfect, but it looks okay, and for the price, money you save on one of these versus something made in the UK, it's a no-brainer. I do want to get a better one at some point though. New DSG gear selector, and we've got a handbrake cover off of a Skoda Fabia, would you believe it? Because it comes with red stitching, whereas these didn't. I think it looks a lot nicer. Obviously DSG panels at the back as well, but I'm sure you got a good look at those. But yeah, the interior's not had a huge amount done to it. I just think it kind of steps it up a little bit. Eventually, do want new seats. These seats aren't amazing. Probably going to try and fit some Mark 8 seats in there, Mark 8 Golf seats. And that will pretty much tie off my interior, I think, guys. Naturally, let's finish with the aesthetic mods. So, I think lowering adds to the aesthetics of the car anyway, but just stand back a little bit. You can see I've got a Racingline side stripe on there. I think it breaks up a lot of the white that's on the car. It kind of looks like a fridge normally, but obviously by putting that on there, it makes it look a little bit sportier, makes it look a little bit more special, and lets everyone know that I'm a Racingline fanboy. So that one's on there. We've got a RSP Stores side skirts and front splitter kit. Super inexpensive kit, guys. If you want to pick yourselves one up, they're about £180, £190. They're fiberglass as well. The only thing I would say is, well, especially with the side skirts, if rocks fly up from the rear wheels, it does do some damage to the side skirts itself. In fact, I'll just show you all the little things to look out for, because why not? You can kind of see where it's been eaten away here. It looks like a rat's got its choppers on there, but you know, they're not too expensive. I can swap it out at some point. And also, while we're here, the Riga rear diffuser is for the facelift models, hence why there's a gap here. Normally, there wouldn't be on the facelift models. They have like a little trim piece that goes on. But when you fit it to a pre-facelift, do watch out for that gap. I'm going to try and sort something out for that in the future. Obviously, you've seen the Riga rear diffuser anyway. All rear diffusers look fairly similar. We've got an Ossinger style rear spoiler as well. That's also an AliExpress job, unfortunately. Would like to source a VW one that they did, but they've discontinued them. So if you guys know of one going, do let me know. Moving around to the front, my dog's kicking off. Carbon mirror covers from Diversion Stores. Not amazing quality. I am going to swap these out for some black ones at some point. And also at the front, obviously front splitter, as you can see before. And I've painted this top bit of the grille in black because I think it gives a much sportier look to the front of the car. As you can see, I think it looks quite nice. But anyway, guys, that wraps up my mod breakdown. I'm going to leave a total on the screen now for you guys so you know how much in debt I am. Thank you so much for watching. My name's Ed, this is Passion for Petrol, and I'll catch you next time.